really does feel like summer is starting to make an appearance. Oh, this is very deep sand. Lovely. I do like this time of year because there's less people on the beach. I do feel like looking for shells over there probably. Haven't done that in a while. I decided to do a bit more walking and try and balance walking with cycling because I'm not getting any younger and I'm getting in trouble with my gluteus medius, gluteus minimus, and it's because most of the time when I am working I'm sat down, and a lot of my hobbies are sit down hobbies as well, apart from the outdoorsy stuff. And it seems the cycling doesn't really stretch those muscles or keep them maintained properly. So I've figured out that walking should do that with a few extra exercises and hopefully improve those muscles. Not aiming to be an athlete or anything, just trying to mitigate the onset of middle-agedness. Which gets harder every year. I know everybody says that, and I'm not looking for violins, but it sort of gets sort of painful, I suppose. You have to cope with more pain, because I remember decades ago I'd just feel a bit tired, that's all, and my muscles would be nicely worn out and it'd be a pleasant feeling. But these days, at the age of 54, it feels like I'm always bleeding knackered and I'm pulling muscles left, right and centre, and they're bloody painful to look after. They take longer to heal, basically. I think that's the key. Less human growth hormone floating around, probably less testosterone as well, and it's kind of buggering up the system a bit. But one does not complain, one gets on with it and finds a way. I think one of the great lessons in life, as much as possible if you can, is to turn adversity into opportunity. You don't have to be that Spartan about it either. Just to try and reverse the direction when you think things are getting hard. Try and adapt a little around them, do something different, or alter the way you do them. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a lazy bastard, but I still managed to get my arse up out of the chair and do things, and get a lovely load of aches and pains along with it. It's great, it's lovely. This is a wonderful place. We're out at Port Soif. I used to fish here quite a lot. Oh, incidentally, this block here, I've done a video on it actually in the past. This block that I've got my foot on, I'll just pause a moment so I can do the post editing. That, I think, was blasted by lightning and tossed by heavy sea from this slot here, believe it or not. I think it must have been lightning, maybe caused the water underneath the crack to explode and tossed it in the air. But I'm also happy to believe that water itself could do that. But it would have taken a magnificent amount of waves to do that. But that's quite fascinating. But yeah, what was I saying? This is a place where I used to fish. I'm glad there's nobody about, because I feel like a right idiot walking around with a stick talking to it. But loads of fishing has been done here, and it's a good spot. It's not brilliant, but it's a good spot. And I've filled up the freezer many times fishing down here as a kid. I think my peak fishing was between maybe 10 and 13 perhaps. And I often used to go on my own. It wasn't always easy finding people, but I loved it. Should do it again really, but I'm trying to pack in so many hobbies these days, because it feels like I've maybe got 30 years left, you know, and I want to squeeze in lots of great things. I don't have massive plans. I'm a fairly laid back person who likes to stay comfortable most of the time, but I want to enjoy my hobbies and I want to stay healthy enough. So fishing sounds sometimes like a hobby that, in order to get the money's worth, you've got to do a lot of it, and you kind of sat around for a long time. So maybe I could invest in a cheap second-hand rod or something. Maybe that's the way to do it. But I do miss it. Let's have a look around here, shall we? I'm trying to remember to pay attention to where I'm going, so I don't go tits up. I'm hoping a video like this will be interesting to those most likely who are least mobile, or less mobile, or immobile. It's your chance to get out over the rocks. And maybe some of you are just interested in Guernsey. It's a lovely place. It's got its share of faults, but it's much calmer than many other parts of the world. Less violence, less problems. It is very expensive though, which is getting to be a bit of a problem, but it is beautiful. People are nice, mostly, so that's all right. I do go on a bit, don't I? Sorry, you have to like turn the volume off if you think I just talk on it. That's your prerogative. I'll keep recording till I get back onto the trail, so I don't have to suffer the embarrassment of talking to a stick. It is feeling lovely. It's actually ideal conditions for a person like me with Viking blood, because there's a lovely coolness to the breeze, and it's not too hot, so I'm not getting cooked. My skin probably is though. Not too roasty. Some summer days are just too roasty. You feel like you can't do anything. You can find Neolithic tools here sometimes. There are bits of flint all over the place. It is hard to discern whether or not they're genuine or not, but they could just be chippings, of course. But there's certainly evidence of Neolithic, or maybe even earlier times. Paleolithic, perhaps. When we had Doggerland up north. Right, let's do this one. Try and always hunt for the best route down, or a sensible route. Oh yes, this used to be a lot sandier, this spot here, and this is where we used to love sunbathing, my mother and my sister and I. Lovely and sheltered. It's not too peoply. My mother was a bit like, so my mother was much more sociable than me. I hate socialising. It's the small talk, it's the things people say and do. It makes very little sense to me. It all seems quite trivial. Not to denigrate people at all, but it's just, we're all interested in different things, aren't we? Sometimes a bit of small talk can be good fun amongst great friends. It's relaxing. But I find people just have the wrong ideas about most things. I just disagree with them all the time. I don't want to hear them. So I'd rather be occupying my time doing something more interesting. Playing a game or watching a movie or cycling. Ooh, look at this. That's come off a very large crab, hasn't it? Or a lobster, perhaps. Perhaps a lobster. That's a beauty. It's a shame it's not complete. I would keep it if it was, but I'll leave it for a kiddie. Kiddie will probably go mad when they see that. Well, the big kiddie did anyway. Yeah, quite a few shells to find here. A worthy spot. Right, let's see how far we could potentially get talking to a stick. Well, let's head over here to get a lovely view and then call it a day on the recording. Because I do want to be adventuring and not necessarily talking. Oh look, there's hardly anybody about. Longer then, use my battery up. The footage might be interesting, you never know. Miracles do happen. Off we go. further up. There's a bee showing interest. Oh, you can see probably over the bank, I can't. Feeling more upbeat today because Wednesday is normally a feasting day. I have been feasting quite a bit recently, and I've got a whole pack of bacon. I'm going to make a bacon sandwich. Oh, I'm really salivating. A whole pack will go on, of course, and going to have some black sausage. Hello, Mr. Wood Pigeon. Some black sausage too with it, and yes, also a very liberal spreading of English mustard on averagely toasted, freshly cut bread, hopefully, if I remember to buy the loaf. If not, I've got backup baguette, and that will do nicely. Then I will enjoy a food coma afterwards, have a power nap for about 30 minutes, and then I will play the computer game Oblivion Remastered. Did lots of gardening yesterday, so I'll leave more of that till tomorrow. Got quite a few more shrubs to cut and sort out. A lot of tidying up to do here and there. A few things to repair. Fence, not a fence, got a gate to make, fix, depending on how bad it is. Oh, I love this spot. Pause for a moment. That's a great fort to play around in. You used to be able to get inside. You can't anymore. But very fond memories, so there's nostalgia value attached to this place too. That's got my breath going. So, am I planning to make these regularly? I don't know, probably not. Depends how this one comes out. I don't really want to be an influencer, thank you very much. I haven't got time for all of that. And I wouldn't enjoy the celebrity either, all the hard work. I very much prefer to just do what I like. And roll my sleeves up occasionally to replenish the bank account. That's the kind of life balance I like. Used to be readable. Got to go inside this bit. This is cool. Lovely view. No point going that way. Let's be king of the castle for a moment. Slow coach. Some good waves around here. This is Grandes Rocques. Should have mentioned that earlier. Not a very good host. Lost in my own thoughts. why I say if you're professional, you need to make a lot of money, really, unless it's temporary. If it's temporary, that's fine. If it's just all part of one of your adventures, that's great too. But there are a lot of skills I think they need. Can't remember which website it is that you go to. You can Google it. But you could be out in places like this. And how long are places like this going to last? Probably robots or androids walking around it in 40 years' time. Who knows? Look at all of this sea pink thrift, I think it is. I don't know if a close-up would work, but I'll get a bit closer. Oops, oh. Tried on some. Absolutely marvellous place. I'll show you my spot. It's my spot, I own it. Well, actually I don't, but I've claimed it. Just here. This is a wonderful spot. Sit down, have some food, read a book for a bit, listen to music, or just get lost in your thoughts. And out there, when the sea is rough, the waves clash together and rise up where they collide, creating these sort of mountains, almost like volcanic eruptions of seawater. It's absolutely amazing. If you're still watching, well done. You've got a boredom tolerance. That's probably far better than mine. I haven't heard any beeps from the battery. I could be talking to a dead battery. I don't know. I'm going to go over there anyway, just in case I am not talking to a dead battery. Oh, look at that. Steps. It's surprising, actually, how many rocks there are that you can clamber over in Guernsey, and how large they are, the surface area. You always need to be wary of tides, of course. You need to learn a lot of things about what to do, what not to do. Got to wear the right foot gear. But as with all things in life, if you approach them wisely, you can actually roam for a long time and really enjoy sort of being away from civilization for a bit, albeit briefly. And you're not far away, which is also an advantage if you get peckish. You can always go to one of the numerous kiosks, cafes or restaurants, which are always a few steps away. Get a runny doze. I've done a bit of snorkeling around here, but I don't do that much anymore because I find the water too cold. It's probably age, but I just don't have enough fat to insulate me. And even when I wear a thick wetsuit, the water around here is so cold. But I suppose it's also adaptation. I used to snorkel a lot. Didn't seem to mind it back then. It might be just that I've got out of the habit. But snorkeling is great around Guernsey. Of course, it goes without saying that if snorkeling is great, diving is too. Show you another little look, which is great fun. Yeah, I've got a runny nose. It's that wind. It's a bit chillier than I thought. It's nice though. Check out this spot. How cool is this? You've got a sunbathing platform all to yourself. And what a view. Just going to lift this up so you don't have to see my head. I'm not going to head that way. Let's head back this way. You can go that way though. It's probably a bit awkward holding a stick going that way. I need to do a little bit of climbing. Got a nice little story for you. Probably a couple of years ago, something like that, I rescued a cormorant that had damaged its wing. I was out at Plymouth. I was in a very remote spot, so I had to catch it and swaddle it in my top and carry it with one hand whilst I bouldered my way out. That took a while. Got it to the animal shelter and they took care of it. I didn't get to hear much after that, but I'll walk over there actually. I was over there where I'm heading to, probably a year later roughly. Minding my own business, roaming around, not thinking about much, and lo and behold there was a cormorant, and it got really close. It came up really close to me, literally 9 feet away, and just kind of sat there all happy and cozy, and it looked just like Colin the cormorant, the one that I had rescued. I could have sworn it was the same one. Of course, it probably wasn't, but I like to think that it was. I do wonder if there is such a thing as karma, you know, if when you do something good, it sends out trillions and trillions and trillions of changes in this multiverse that we inhabit, and those ripples might turn into waves, might do something good, might do something bad as well. You know, it's all probability. But I do believe we inhabit a multiverse, and we're all slipping through endless, unlimited possibilities constantly. It's just that those possibilities are so infinite that we perceive stability. I don't think it is really that stable. I think there are many alternate versions of Earth potentially out there, maybe even being experienced by infinite versions of myself, where Earth is completely different. Even the physics are different. I'm a kind of strong believer in that idea about physics. I think it's onto something. But I'm not a physicist. I'm not smart enough. Right, we'll get to the top here and probably call it a day. I've picked a bad route. Rely on grip. Not a good idea. Well, thank you for joining me on this walk. If you've lasted this long, well done, give yourself a medal.